So in the previous video, we have seen and gone over the scanners as well as our simulator, which allows you to trade. In this video, we'd be covering journal and its features. So to access the journal, go to your left ribbon. You can minimize and maximize this. You click on Open Apex Journal, and here you will see a calendar which tracks the different trades you've taken. Now, since this is a fresh account, you don't really have any trades on the 2K goal account, but then we also had the daily trader 25K account on which we took two trades. So you can click on this and it'll take you to your P&L through the day. So your first trade was the trade I took was around 6:16 p.m. in the evening, and it shows me what my P&L was, what are the different stocks I've traded, and you can see I took two trades. The first trade I made some money. The second trade I lost some money. So as you take more trades, this kind of looks a lot better. Let's look at GCTK. So once you click on a symbol, it tells you where you took the trade, what were your entry points, what were your exit points. So you can zoom in and you can click on this. So you will see that I actually bought GCTK, 4,000 shares at 0.96, and then I sold it at 0.99, and then I bought again at 0.97, and then I sold it at 0.96. So I lost some money in the second trade. At the bottom, you will see for each of these individual stocks, if I made money, if I lost money. So you can see on the first trade, I actually was up by $83. And by the second trade, I was down by about $63 to finish at around $20 in total as profit. And this gives you, this all lines up with the chart above, which gives you your entries and exits. You can also look at it on a 5-minute chart, 2-minute chart, 10-second chart, whatever you want. And you can also add your indicators, so you know if you've taken a position based on a support, you'll be able to like look back and see if the actual position made sense when you're going through the journal and looking past at your trades. So this gives you how many shares were traded, what was the P&L per exit, and how many cents you got per exit, and how much percentage you got per exit. And these are the individual trade records that you have. And in addition to this, you have something called as a generate AI inside. This sends your data to an LLM, which is AI, and it is going to come back with an insight of how well you traded it. There is hardly any data, so I'm not sure what kind of insight we're going to get. So it is saying that, one clean front side entry of GCTK captured a strong move. So it gives you what went well, what went wrong, and what you probably need to do with the next trade. So this is purely optional. You can generate your EI recommendation. It could be a personal coach. Uh, and then if you go back to all days, it shows you what are the different metrics for this particular day. And then if you go to the dashboard, you will see it over here. And you are the main level, the calendar level. You have insights in terms of for each month, what's your PNL for each of those days. And then you also have metrics like your PNL per hour. Since this was taken at 6 p.m., so this is where you see the $21 at 6 p.m. And win percentage is again like what's your percentage of winners. So we had two trades, one was a winner, one was a loser. So you have a 50% chance of winning. So as you take more trades, this will get populated and it will serve as a better metric. PNL by price is again based on what the price of the stock was. So this is less than $1. So you have it over here. So as you, let's say, for example, you take trades on a $5 stock, you start seeing them over here and so on and so forth. PNL by on the day of the week. So today was a Tuesday. So you took a trade over here. So it shows up over here. This is useful to see trends across. And you have PNL by hold time. Like, for example, if you held a stock less than 1 minute, how much you make. If you held a stock between 1 to 5 minutes, how much you make. Between 5 and 15 minutes, how much you make, so on and so forth. And mistakes are basically tags that you basically add over here as tags for individual. And if you add mistakes over there, that'll show up on that particular column over there. Since we don't have any mistakes to show, so we don't see anything. So let's click on all simulated accounts. So if you had trades on both the 2000 account and the daily trader, you should see them over here. You know what? To add some more data, let's go back to the trading desk that we had and let's look at a symbol that is actually on the move right now. So the top gainer is GCTK. So you can again see like from the apex attention, it is close to 8 p.m. now on the eastern coast. There is hardly any one stock which has attention. So although there are a few things which are moving right now, it doesn't make sense to kind of trade anything at all. So, but for just for the sake of you know showing something on the journal, let's take a few trades on GCTK. Before I do that, there is a couple of things I wanted to show you. On the each of these scanners, you have something called as a filter. Like for example, let's see GCTK, right? So this will give you all the signals that were fired for this symbol today. So you will notice that the first symbol fired for GCTK at 5:40:16. So let's see on the 10-second chart, when did GCTK start moving? So you will see at 5:40:10, there was the first spike, and our scanner immediately picked it up, and you will see the lightning icon over here. So the lightning icon shows which is a move greater than 20% or more, right? And then you have a rocket, which is a move greater than 14% or more. So these show you how much the stock is moving, how fast it is moving, and then if it pulls back, it stops firing on the apex acceleration and starts to fire again once it starts moving up. But as you can see, the moves pretty much register instantaneously or within, I would say, about 10 seconds of the move starting. And you can clear this up. And for those people who don't want to trade penny stocks, you have the option to filter out price greater than certain value, price less than certain value. For people who don't want to see large floats, floats less than certain value, by default, all the floats are limited to less than 100 million. I don't even show 100 million and above, stocks that move because they don't qualify for the low float gainers, and they don't move much. Their moves are super slow and not really worth day trading. And then you also have filters for relative volume, total volume, and if you have any filter set, you can clear them. Like for example, GCTK right now is under $1. So if I only want to see stocks greater than $1, I will not see any more GCTK over here. Right. So let's just clear these filters because I do trade penny stocks. And then once we scroll down, we can go up and hit the icon again to close it. And so that's your filtering. In addition to that, you also have sounds that you can configure. So you have three different options. One is by default, you can either have off, beep, or voice. Voice will read out a particular event. Like, for example, if a stock halted and you have it set to voice, it'll read out the name of the stock. And if it has halted, as soon as it halts, you will hear it. And then you have the streak, which is if it has been going up and it has gone up by a percent greater than 20%, you're going to have a voice which reads out, or you can configure it to a beep, and you can configure certain events, like, for example, if a stock has moved up and is like pulling back now, if you want to know if it is at the 9 EMA, if it is at the 20 EMA, or 5-minute 9 EMA, 5-minute 20 EMA, all of these can be configured over here. But regardless, so we were here to show the journal. So let's take a trade on the 2K account. So by default, the hotkeys I have configured are, so you will notice that I have put out a sell order, which is at 103, which is in the future. That was a take profit order. I don't want that. Let me cancel it and let me put it right at where it is. And I have put a sell order to sell 1,000 shares at 0.9258. So right now the tape is at 0.9260. So my order was picked up. Let me try to sell more. 9241. Let me sell some more. So it picked that up. So the logic is that it's not going to immediately fill all your orders. So the tape, the number of sales that need to go through the tape, have to be greater than your share size for it to fill up. So that way it is more realistic. So anyhow, so I see that we have about $6 in losses. Let's cut the losses. We have about $4 which we have lost. And to show the different stocks, let's maybe take EEHR. The spreads are insane on this. Okay, not only we clicked on Xcore, so let's try to take a trade. There is hardly any shares on this, so we have gone long at 217. Let's try to sell these at 217. So you will see as the price is at 217 and there are shares which are being you know bought at 217, our quantity is getting filled. So it was a break even trade, so did not make money, did not lose money. And let's see, not a great time to be trying to demo this, but you get the point. So we have our 2K where we have taken one trade, two trades. One was break even, one was with a small gain. Let's take one trade on this. And so if you notice, we try to buy 48 shares at 91.53. But then unless someone is actually willing to sell to us, we won't be getting filled for it. Let's cancel it. So let's buy at the ask. So the ask is an immediate fill. Let's sell at the bid. So it's loss. We, bought about 49 shares at the ask and sold 49 shares at the bid. So we have about 4 or 5 trades. Let's go back to the journal and let's look at the metrics. And here all simulator accounts. So we were initially positive $20. Now we are down $8. Let's click on the day history and see how it looks. So our PLL by the day, as you can see, we started at $80. Then we lost some money, came to $20. Then we made about $4 or $12, and we went to 32. Then we lost some money, came down to $16. Then we lost more money, and now we are in the red of about $8. And this shows you profit by percentage per share per exit. So on this particular one, we made about 1%, 1.5%, 2%. In this, we lost about 0.7%. In this, we gained about 0.74%, so on and so forth. You get the idea. And you can regenerate. You have you have two regenerations that you can ask the AI to do. So it'll basically, these were the 3 stocks that we traded. And on all of these, you will be able to see your entry and exits. You can see it's a little closer to the end of the day, so that's why there's not a lot of volatility in the markets. It gives you total number of trades. It gives you an assignment of the grades after the AI has actually generated it. But since we took some more trades after the AI generated a grade, if we regenerate now, it's going to create a grade for it. Now let's go back to the dashboard. Here you will see, again, this is the day of the month. So it's just going to be a single bar. But PL, profit and loss by hour, you will have 2 bars because one we took between 6 and 7, the other is after 7. And then win percentage by hour is over here. This, I believe, is between 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. I think it was between there. And then you have by stock price greater than 50, you have the loss that we took. And then P&L by day of the week you have over here because it's the same day. And you have the P&L by whole time, which we held for less between 1 minute and 5 minutes. So that's pretty much the functionality of the dashboard. And we also saw an overview of the scanners as well. In the next video, we will go over the Apex replay, which allows you to trade the stock that has moved today or within a week, exactly the way you'd have traded, let's say, when you sat down to trade with the whole, all the scanners and everything exactly with the market conditions. So we'll go over that in the next video.